just power. Somebody please take me.
We're gonna kill every last one of you.
This week on Talking About the Movies, the team of Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan join up once again to take you on a dark, grisly, but one of the most visually pleasing experiences of your life. We're taking a look at Sinners. And welcome to Talking About the Movies, the show, of course, where this year we're celebrating 20 years of me covering the biggest new releases of the weekend. And, of course, last week was our 20th anniversary special because this past Tuesday was the day that this whole thing began. So 20 years is officially gone. Let's begin the next 20 years worth of movie reviewing and more to come after that by taking a look at the big new release this weekend. And there is no bigger new release than the film that we've got here. And remember when I said a month ago that The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, was going to be really tough for any other movie this year to be the best movie I saw in 2025 because I love that movie so much. I mean, it was going to have to take a really damn good movie to really surmount itself past The Day the Earth Blew Up to be my favorite movie of the year so far. Ladies and gentlemen, here's that movie. So Sinners tells the story of a pair of twin brothers, both played by Michael B. Jordan, who they're trying to leave their troubled lives behind, so they return to their hometown to start over again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. And they come across a very different cast of characters, and of course the day turns into night, and the night turns into a chaotic fight for survival, with supernatural creatures coming into play here, specifically vampires. And let's talk about how Ryan Coogler really has become one of the it directors out there. I mean, this is a guy that has knocked it out of the park with every single film that he's directed since coming out of the floodgates with Fruitvale Station. I mean, he did Creed, which was an excellent film. The Black Panther movies have been incredible. And, of course, Michael B. Jordan, who has gone on to become a great director himself after what he did recently with Creed 3. And as I said before, if there's anybody out there who's going to try to do Akira now and do it as a live-action movie, my pick is always going to be Michael B. Jordan because he's that type of guy that I think can probably pull it off. But I bring this all up because, man, I love the hell out of this movie. I was looking forward to this movie before. I mean, I was really excited for this. This is one of the big movies I was really looking forward to. But I got to tell you, this thing completely blew my expectations away of how good it really is. This thing is absolutely fantastic. This is easily the best movie I have seen so far this year. This movie surpassed all my expectations and then some. It really is a movie that just works on so many levels. Let's start with the casting in general. And let's start with the obvious, Michael B. Jordan. I mean, Smoke and Stack in this movie playing twin brothers. Michael B. Jordan's one of our great young rising actors out there. I mean, he's proven time and time again. I've kind of praised him enough as it is, but man, he elevates himself to another level in this movie, playing these two characters who are very, very different from one another. They don't feel like it's one actor doing just slightly different roles in general. These are two actors. This is the same actor doing two different roles and just making it work to a T. Like this is pretty much on the same level as something like Nicolas Cage in Adaptation, where he's playing the two versions of himself, like creating two unique, very cool, and very impressive characters that you want to get behind and get involved in their adventure that they're going on here. This cast in general is really good. You've got seasoned veterans, like Omar Miller, Delroy Lindo. I mean, these guys that will never usually turn on a bad performance. Jack O'Connell. But then you get new people coming in here. The biggest one I think is going to be a big young star in the making is Miles Canton. I mean, where the hell did they find this kid from? Miles Caton plays a Sammy Preacher Boy Moore, who you see an older version of at the end of the movie. But he's played by an older actor in that case. But this kid really is an impressive actor. And I can't believe this is his first time ever acting in a movie. I mean, these guys hit it out of the park when they found this kid. I mean, this guy's going to be a great actor if this movie's any indication going into the future. I mean, he's got a lot of hope and he's got a lot of potential going ahead of him in the future, man, because he's incredible in this movie. Like, he's one of the big breakouts in this movie, probably the biggest breakout in general, and I would not be shocked at all if we see this kid in more movies going up forward, because he was excellent in this film. Like, to be up there with somebody like Michael B. Jordan and, Haley Steinfeld and all these other seasoned actors as well, Omar Benson Miller, Delroy Lindo, Lola Kirk, Jamie Lawson, I mean, just Jack O'Connell, just,
to be in your first movie and you're going up against all these actors and you're one of the big highlights that come out of this movie. I mean, this kid's got a bright future ahead of him, and I can't wait to see what he does next going forward. But speaking of Haley Steinfeld, let's talk about her next, because every once in a while you get that one movie where you see a beautiful actress on screen, and she's like, she can look sexy without ever taking her clothes off. I mean, Paula Patton's one of the great examples in Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. Salma Hayek's another great example from Dusk Till Dawn. And Haley Steinfeld in this movie definitely deserves to be in that category, because, man, I mean, just wow. I mean, she's incredible to watch this movie. She's the sexiest I've ever seen. I've seen a woman in a movie since probably since Julia Fox in Uncut Gems. I mean, it's been that long. I mean, it's just like, man, she's pretty gorgeous to look at in this movie, man. I mean, she is the ultimate definition of a temptress in this movie, and she nails it, man. She nails that, and she nails this performance down. I mean, this is an excellent performance by her in this movie. I mean, she's fantastic in here, even when she's intimidating and she's an intimidating threat. I mean, it's very reminiscent to Salma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn. It's just like, yeah, she's clearly with the bad guys, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, all of us, I'm looking at this, I'm going like, this actually isn't all that bad. If that means I get to be around you more, I'll gladly be bitten by a vampire or become a slave. Like I'd be more than 100% game on that one. Then again, that may be just me, but that was my thought process going into this. But all of that said, though, Haley Steinfeld is pretty good in this movie. I mean, everybody in this movie is incredible in here. The acting in this is top-notch. The visual look of the movie is really impressive to look at. The music plays a big part of this film that most people don't even think about with this, but Ludwig Göransson, man, this is a guy, right? Yeah, he is a guy. I was thinking of somebody else, but this man's becoming one of the great composers we have out there. I mean, this is a guy that's worked on all of the other Ryan Coogler projects. He did the music for Oppenheimer, which got him an Academy Award. I mean, this is a guy that is just such a damn good composer. And here, this is some of his best work yet. The music plays much bigger of a role in this than you could possibly imagine. There's one scene in particular in this movie that really sticks out with you the most with this, and the music plays a gigantic part of that. And just the way the film is shot in general. They shot this movie with a combination of both 65mm for IMAX and also 70mm as well. And it definitely shows on a big screen. Like, I didn't see this in IMAX. I saw this at Cinemark XD, which is about the closest I'm around here that I can get to an IMAX type of experience. But, man, I'll tell you, this movie was definitely incredible to look at in that context. I mean, just the way the movie, like, it opens up for these big scenes, that it feels like you're part of the adventure that these characters are going on. It's legitimately terrifying at times too. Like, there are legitimately some intense, chilling scenes in this movie, and it's the perfect definition of a slow burn thriller. What this movie it starts off really slow. It starts off slow, but never to the point where it's boring you right from the get-go. But then when it gets going, you're just along for the ride, and it never feels like you're sitting there for a long period of time. I mean, this is a little bit over 2 hours long, but it never feels like you're wasting your time on this movie at all. And even when there's this social message going on in here, it is not being thrown in your face. It's very subtle how they do it. And again, it's not throwing it in your face like, this is all wrong and that type of stuff. But no, it's in there, but it's embedded into the script very well, that it doesn't feel like it's overshadowing what's going on here and what the main focus of the movie should be focusing on. And it's just such an engaging, fun experience all across the board. This is the Minecraft movie. This is a movie where this is why movie theaters exist, so you can go see an experience like this, because this is an experience of a movie that you really have to see to believe. I mean, this is unbelievable at how amazing this movie is. I was blown away by this film. I could not believe how good this movie was, and I really was going into it with a lot of high expectations, so I was honestly afraid that this was going to disappoint me in some way, shape, or form, but it didn't do any of that in the long run. This thing is just so pitch perfect. It's so well done. I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. This movie is like it's like a combination of several different things. It's like a little bit of a mix of, one of the great underrated Denzel Washington movies, Devil in a Blue Dress, meets From Dusk Till Dawn, meets a little bit of what else do I want to throw in there? A little bit of Jordan Peele-esque type of horror, like Get Out, or Nope, or Us. Which, by the way, the trailer for him was on the trailer package for this, and That looks that looks great too. Kind of like a horror version equivalent of the story of what happened to Tom Marinovich back in the '90s, but that's a whole other thing altogether. But we'll eventually get to when him comes out, because that's a story that's very, very interesting in its own merits. But it just really goes to show you how Jordan Peele kind of was one of the people that helped to open the door for this more experimental horror movies, especially with people that you don't really associate with horror all that much. I mean, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan haven't really delved into horror all that much, but when you have them come in on this movie and show what they can really do, it really says a lot to how good these two filmmakers are, that they can bend different genres and do something very different outside of their norm, and shows that these two have a bright, bright future ahead of them. And this movie, I really do feel like when the decade is over, we're going to be talking about this as one of the defining films of the decade in general. Like, I'm a little worried that they put this movie out way too early, because I feel like come Oscar time, this thing is not even going to get barely any mentions because it's released so early in the year. 9 times out of 10, the Oscars don't usually remember movies like this. Like, every once in a while, Dune or Dune Part 2 will come out. Actually, no, Dune Part 2 came out in the spring last year. I'm thinking of that one, but Dune came out in fall. But Dune Part 2 was one of the few examples of an early movie where, it came out in the early part of the year and people remembered it. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Oppenheimer. Actually, this has been the last couple of years, so maybe it's not completely out of the woods for this just yet, but I just have that feeling that this great movie is going to get pushed to the side at Oscar time. I hope that's not the case, but man, either way, this is the best movie I've seen this year, and one of the best movies of the decade. I mean, this is a top-notch film. Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler are at the top of their game. This cast is amazing. This group of older talents meeting younger talents. I mean, this is a movie that is an experience. From the visuals, to the music, to the intensity, to the terrifying moments. This is an absolute blast of a film. This is one of the best movies of the decade so far. I can't recommend this movie enough. So obviously, this movie is getting a big thumbs up from me. This is one you have to see. See Sinners. See it. This is the best movie of the year. And I would say that no other movie will top it this year as the best movie of the year, but I said that a month ago about the day the Earth blew up, and look what happened. So, I won't say it yet, but I will say that we'll definitely be talking about this as one of the definitive movies of the decade. No question about it when this decade is over with. Sinners, an amazing, amazing film. I can't recommend it enough. Seek this movie out in theaters. See it in theaters. It's definitely worth the experience in so many ways. I highly recommend it. And with that, we're going to wrap up this episode of talking about the movies for this week. Next week, a big new release coming up with The Accountant 2, a sequel to the good but not really all that great movie with Ben Affleck in it. But this time it's got him and John Barenthal in it, and it's being marketed as kind of like a generic action sequel, so I don't know what's going to happen with that one, but I will definitely take a look at The Accountant 2 and have a review for you coming up next week. But if you want to see the 20th anniversary special I did last week, check it out in the corner right there. Check out the playlist to see other episodes I've done. With all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you go see Sinners, and let me know your thoughts down below if you saw Sinners. Tell me what you thought about it, and with all that said, I will see you guys next week. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Until then, as always, take care.